Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club for this special American week of muscle cars, it turns out. It started off as a bit of a nod to the Americans because it's their week of giving thanks, and it's turned into me just trying out some absolutely lovely muscle cars from the 60s to the 70s. And here we are then, with the Ford Mustang Mach 1 1971. And I mean, we've heard the Mustangs mentioned numerous times in the other descriptions of the other cars. So this was the benchmark they all put themselves up against. And a glorious looking car nonetheless. We've already taken the Mustang Boss around, and that did absolutely fantastic. So let's have a look then. The manufacturer's Ford. Was now made in 1971 in the US of A. Its displacement is 5,752 cc. It's a front engine rear drive car. Its engine's called the Cleveland 351, and maximum power is 302 brake horsepower. The performance points on this one is 453 performance points. And it's a length of 4.813 meters with a width of 1.882 meters and a height of 1.273 meters. This weighs in at 1,615 kilograms or 3,560 pounds. The Ford Mustang 1 1971 is a road car produced by Ford. It appears in Gran Turismo 5, Gran Turismo 6, Gran Turismo Sport, where it was added as part of update 1.13, released on February 28, 2018, and Gran Turismo 7, which is what we're playing it on. Comes in 11 colours. Sporty cars around the world followed the trend set by this car's aggressive style. American cars were known to be big and expensive in the post-war era, but that trend took a drastic turn in the early part of the 1960s with the arrival of the Ford Mustang in 1964. The car immediately captured the heart of the American public thanks to its sporty demeanor and high level of performance, all coming at a relatively low price. The original Mustang was an instant financial success for Ford Motor Co., and the car's popularity continued in the ensuing years. In 1969, Ford gave its pony car a major facelift, with its defining styling characteristics kept intact, namely the long nose and short rear deck. That said, everything else about the car changed. In fact, the changes were so drastic that many considered the reborn Mustang as an all-new car. The new car was bigger, but kept its basic packaging and mechanisms. Still, the changes were substantial enough to categorize the 1969 to 1970 cars as second-generation models. The 1964 and 1968 Mustangs are considered first-generation cars, while the cars from 1971 to 1973 are classified as third-generation models. The ominous Mach 1 made its presence in the second-generation model era. This sports-grade car was part of the Mustang's fastback lineup called Sports Roof. Those sporty roof design served as an inspiration to sports car builders around the world. Many engines were offered underneath the hood of the Mustang, including a big block V8 that could keep pace with many race cars, but the most common power plant was the small block 351 Ci V8. The 351 Mustang from 1970 to 1971 with Ram Air produced 299 horsepower, making it one of the sportiest and fastest cars on the road in its day. No discussion of the finest American sports cars is complete without mention of the Mustang Mach 1. Who could forget its dramatically sloped fastback body? Indeed, the Mach 1 is considered the quintessential example of this design. Needless to say, its performance is nothing short of spectacular. The 1971 model features a 7-litre V8 429 Cobra Jet engine, still one of the most powerful engines Ford has ever produced. The chunky tyres further boost this vehicle's tremendous acceleration. Right, Chris from the cafe says, The Mustang Mach-1 is one of America's most historic sports cars. Its distinctly flowing sports roof fastback body style would prove to have a major impact on future sports car design. A legendary presence in the history of muscle cars, it offers much more than even its price suggests. Talking about price, you can get this car from the used cars for 37,500 credits. It's a steal. Close my eyes, take my money. That is me robbed. Or you can get it for free if you place third or higher in the American FR Challenge 550 race at WeatherTech Race Laguna Seca. Oh, it's got to be worth a punt, hasn't it, for a free car? It was fine to drive. It was fine. They're all 4 gears. I don't think they designed 5 gears by then, but still. And the Camaro was slower than the Charger, so it's just down to pure feel. But the Camaro was my favourite. But this one was closer. This one was fun. It slid around a lot more, but I still felt a little nervous in it. I couldn't push this one to the edge. It still had it definitely had an edge, where the Camaro just seemed to just keep on saying, give it to me, more and more. And the Charger was heavy, so it slid into place. This one, it was feisty. It was a little nimble and a little bit feisty. Now, I'm remembering the gears were quite long, and there weren't much of a scream on it. You had to keep an eye on the rev limiter for when you were ready. But a fantastic drive, brilliant drive. Quite soft suspension. I could hit the curbs without it really causing much effect. I don't remember having too many dramas. I felt after every corner I probably could have taken more speed into it, but yeah, you know, I was caught out early doors a couple of times. So but as the lap went on, I was feeling more and more confident in it. So I think it's again another one of these cars, if you take it around for a while, and you'll get more used to its quirks and get more lap time out of it, whereas I'm taking them out as stock, straight from the shop, straight to the track, and then giving my opinion on it before any mods added or anything fancy is in place. And I like it. I like to say it's a cheap car. What was the PP on it? It was low 400, about 430, wasn't it, or something like that? Look at me asking you, like you're going to remember. If I can't even remember, I'm going to read it out for Pete's sake. It was far enough. 453 pp, so it just misses out on the 450s. Yeah, so it's a bit useless for you really. You can't race it in the 450. Well, you probably could put some slower tyres on it. It's down the straight. I didn't feel like the straight, it just kept seeming to get faster. It didn't seem like it reached a plateau in any way whatsoever, so the thing can keep going for miles and miles. I reckon get a bunch of these stock on an oval, and I think your group could have a lot of fun. Even I might try and ask the group if they want to take a little bunch of these out on an oval somewhere. So there we have it. We're coming close to the end of our week of American cars, and topping it off with the Mustang Mach-1 1971. Go and get yourself one. We'll meet you on Daytona. Yo, handbrake, better. Lovely. So the Ford Mustang Mach-1 1971, 10th in the PP 500 category with an 846.447. Man, if I was just a little bit taller, I could have had that Raptor. Look at that. How tight was it with the Raptor just ahead? I probably should have done. Should have. It's got a higher PP, the Mach-1, so it probably definitely should have beaten the Raptor. But there you have it. It is what it is. It's in 10th. It's ahead of the BMW M3 that I'm going to take out again. I'm going to paint it white and pretend we never did that video. And the Renault and the Firebird, but that's easy, does it? But it did not beat the Camaro. I mean, the Camaro's 10 performance points ahead, but still, yes, it's a telling thing, and they're all miles off of the Dodge Charger. So, in the week of American muscle, seems like it's the It's the Dukes that take it away. The good old boys. The Dodge Charger. It is the best one, though, really. Although the Camaro was the most fun to drive, the Charger is the sexiest one to look at. Orange with the number 1 on the side, flying over a mud dune, being chased by all the coppers. And Boss Hog. Anyway, wow, what a nostalgic week we've had. Yeah, I think we're gonna flip. We'll probably. I don't know. I don't like to discuss these things with you guys because opinions are like bum holes. Everyone's got one. But yeah, I think we'll do a couple of just modern American cars for the rest of the week, and because I think I've run out of muscle cars, and then I don't know. It'll be back to randoms again. So get yourself in the chat and say what car you'd like to see me go out in. I'd love to know. I'd love to know what you'd like, what kink your car is, and yeah, do all the things that YouTube would want you to do. They push you that way. They want you to like things. They want you to share them with your friends. They want to become a subculture in a culture of cultures. So join us. Be a sheep, or don't. Check out our club, the Virtual Racers Club. Yeah, we mainly do all our business in Discord, but we've got websites, we've got all sorts. It's all there in the YouTube about part, and that's everything. Thank you very much. Tooroo. Peace and love. Peace and love.